Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is East 9. For today, again, it's side quest time. We have, of course, a couple of side quests on the board and we need to collect 100 Nox to open up the next area for the main quest, which, of course, like always, we'll do between the episodes. For today, we're gonna focus on the side quest, and of course we have, as always, a Parks one, which is usually trying to get something or someone out of the prison. Is it an information? Or maybe his friend? Which I still think might be Makias. But for now, let's talk to a few people and then get out of here and see what those side quests are. Look how beautiful the flowers have been grown. They were planted when we first moved in, so I think of them as the dandelion staff too. Oh, that reminds me. Le Petit Fleurist carries flowers from all over the world now. I got them making a deal with a merchant in the main square. I'm making progress little by little. Yeah, she's gonna make a booming business, not just in this town, but all over the world. I hope so, at least.
Hey!
Remember the Primordials at all? Takes you back to the Isle of Seiren, doesn't it? Though my knowledge of the Primordials is pretty much limited to what you told me. Apparently, Lakshia's research on them has gotten her pretty well known all over in Garmin. But in luck, the Romans will leave her be. Anyway, you're about to partake in a ghost hunt in the cultural heritage site, aren't you? Ghost knock. Oh, not. Knock 'em dead at all. It's not a ghost. It's definitely not a ghost. It's something else, and we'll figure out what it is. Let's see.
Alright, let's get to prepping.
Okay, so we can enhance the decoys and the swing, and it doesn't look like we have to
Let's do
choose.
this. That's the wrap. Let's do this.
So
What do you think?
even more decoys all around. Mystic Lazulite, I don't think we've seen that yet. And it's also part of the rest. I think this one is the only one that I feel we should be able to do. But I'm sure if we keep on questing, we keep on fighting, we'll find the materials needed for
That
this.
should do it. Good work out there.
Alright, let's check out the side quests. Guido, how do you plan on handling your nightly duties from here on? What, that? Just make up some random excuse when they call for me. Can't really just waltz back in now that I know my identity has been compromised. Though, from what I could tell, Chatelard's probably the only one who knows. Master Chatelard, what could he be planning? Especially with the primordial you discovered in the prison. Beats me. Well, any numbskull could tell you it's nothing good. Me? I'm just hoping to make it for a good show. You never change. He never does. But Greedo wouldn't be Greedo if he did. I ordered some food and this little girl dressed all in black brought it out to me. Between her, the barkeep and that boss mate, this place has got quirks to spare. But you know, that's just what I like about it. Yeah, having a gimmick is definitely what we want. Ah, that's right. The Victory Day Festival. It's coming up, isn't it? Clea's been celebrating it every year for around half a millennium now. Can't wait to see how Balduq plans to pull out the stops this time around. Alright. Syl and Iris have been a huge help at the bar. Next to them, I'm finally getting some breathing room between my shifts at the dandelion. I'm lucky everyone's so patient and supportive, especially with how worrisome I've been. I'll make sure to repay the favor by helping you out, Adol. I know there was a time I was an empty seat, but it's all going to change. Yeah, gives you the idea that you should have told us before, isn't it? Yeah, that's reporting
Right
graffiti.
then. Tell me what you know.
Is it enough? That's not quite enough to merit a new level of achievement, but keep working at it. Yes, we will. Oh, a new store has opened. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, yeah, you have informed me of 22 stores so far. If there's any errand I can run for you, just say the word. Ooh, no, equipment I want to do myself. Ooh, we can gift something. I want to see the consumables. So there's not books or something. But you can use this to, yeah, get the experience. food.
As you wish.
Again?
Anything else
Just
you'd
to
like
make
me
sure we
fetch?
always have enough for that, because it's a real game changer having levels up at the bosses. That saves me from having to grind a lot. Okay, let's give these coffee beans as
Stay
well.
safe out there.
Are these coffee beans from Africa? And these are Professor Valen's favorite. I've never been able to get my hands on these. Thank you so much, Adol. Wow, they smell marvelous. The aroma reminds me of when I first met Valen. On the day he found me, he served me coffee that was just like this. So, how did you two meet? Actually, I don't think I've ever told anyone about the story. It was 3 years ago when we met. I had just left my home in the country in search of work in Balduq. I was traveling in a carriage, and all of a sudden, my vision turned dark. It was as if a terrible veil was drawn over my eyes, blinding me. When I opened my eyes, still dazed, the world was painted in a deep blood red. The monstrosities of the Grimwald Nox have haunted me ever since. No matter how hard I tried to ignore it, I couldn't. I almost gave up. Then, 3 years ago, the professor found me and gave me this mask. He told me he had discovered it studying some ruins, and if it could ward away evil spirits. Supposedly, it was an artifact from the ancient Norse civilization. He was kind enough to give me work too. He did so much more than saving my life. He sounds more than just a friend to you.
What?
Oh, our relation, our friendship is platonic, really. I'm making a fool out of myself now, aren't I? It's just hard for me to describe how thankful I am to him. I'll make some coffee out of these. Maybe it will remind me of those fond memories. Thank you again, Adol. Alright. Better support. Always good. Hey, Adol. Hope things are going well out there. If you don't mind, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Mr. Burling. He's the head of the crafting guild over at the Artisan Lane. Hey, how goes it? I've just come to visit Tito here. I know I've put you through more than what you can forgive me for, but hear me out. About what happened to Gusco. The craftsman only slandered him out of jealousy of his, let's just say, unorthodox methods. Not a day goes by where I don't regret letting it drive you and Arsh out of Artisan Lane. Ever since you learned better. If you got the time to be envious of another skill, then spend it sharpening your own. I've taken this to heart and I'm gonna make sure the other craftsmen know it too. I know that doesn't make up for what I did, but please, let me say one thing, Tito. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help you and your family. Oh, you have nothing to be sorry about, Mr. Burling. Arch and I know full well how hard it has been working for us. Nobody likes having bad rumors about them, but it's not gonna bring me down anymore. My focus should be on my work, not some stupid gossip. They would have told us the same thing. Tito. Gusco raised a fine son. Your old man will be proud. And what of your life here? The manager of this bar has been treating you well, I trust. Oh yes, very well in fact. They're looking after Arch and they're letting me use their workshop too. Good, good. Wait, a workshop? You have a second workshop? Thanks to the dandelion, Arch and I are getting along just fine. You don't have to worry about us. We're gonna be okay here for a while. If you say so. I'm just glad that you're safe and having fun. I'm gonna have to give that manager of yours a proper thanks. Tito recounted everything that has been happening to him and Arch lately. Afterwards, Tito returned to his workshop with a smile that stretched cheek to cheek. Yeah, all these extra updates will also improve their capabilities in the Grimwald. So yeah, definitely something we should keep up. The war 8 years ago claimed the lives of a great number of Gleans. The best friend was one of them. Not a day goes by I don't miss her. She's resting in peace at the cemetery just outside of town. Maybe I'll go visit again. Maybe I will too. Maybe I can find a treasure there.
Adol dear.
The monster's reputation seems to have risen since the event at the Colosseum. They say the Raging Bull was magnificent. and that the Crimson King is a hero. My dear Monstrum children growing up to be such distinguished superstars. As for the knights, we'll find answers soon enough, so let's not torment ourselves about it. One foot in front of the other. Yeah, he's right. Because I still believe that once we've, let us say, get Renegade to join us, then we can really start researching what's going on here. Ooh, 4 new quests. That's gonna be a lot of work. One long one, the Dragiahaman, which is fine. It's always relatively easy. Tobacco to go. Inmate 906. The following solicitation was posted in private away from the eyes of the average patron. Make sure that Monstrum deliver it in prison. Wandering Barnum, Tetranai, Poem, Hero. Yeah, if we go there, we find out soon enough. And we know who this is. It's probably at the Colosseum. Alright, so we have 1 extra point on the map. And if I saw correctly, one of the points is in the new area. So that's one we have to wait until we open up the Nox. But like always, we're gonna do all side quests before we continue on removing that barrier. Just wanna make sure we don't miss anything. At least if that's possible, of course. Alright, like I said, prison is gonna be the last one before we start removing the vortex. So where is the rest? Let's put up the big one. This one I think we can do. I think this is the area where we need to be for the main quest. So let's go with Legend of Heroes. And there's also a shop here I want to talk to, because if I remember correctly, they were selling stuff like tobacco. So it could be a part of that prisoner side quest. And that is this shop over here.
Hello.
I could be mistaken, but let's check it out. Most Balduqians, myself included, know only bits and pieces about the 100-Year War. Those who actually understand the history, as it played out, are surprising sparse. Maybe I'll give my leg up the gift of business if I study up on it.
Yes. Dano, come again, okay?
At least we tried on the hunch. That's always a good thing. Oh. Okay, I think this is gonna be downstairs, isn't it? Let's check it out. Me. Oh, holy swordsman of great dignity, therefore does thy spirit not whisper to me. Heck of a place to be singing, don't you think? Oh, who might you all be? Have you perhaps come to deliver me in my hour of need? Oh, you must be Tetra, right? The Wandering Bard? You were looking for someone to help gather materials for one of your poems. Yep, that's me, Tetra, the one... Well, I guess you just said it. I didn't really expect this many people to show up, though. Then, prithee, could I ask for the swiftest aid, good sirs and madams? Aye, we'll help you out.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I mean, thank you muchly. Let's just get right to the point. Do you guys already know about the ancient heroes? From the 100-Year War? Yeah, of course. Saint Vita in particular comes to mind. Yeah, she liberated Balduq from Britain's occupation despite hailing from a farming family. Though she didn't do it all alone, of course. Right, she fought with her ideals as her guide and the Liberation Army by her side. One theory holds that there were a special few warriors she was closest to. But unlike her, neither the end of their days nor even their names ended up passed down. Drowned out in the shadow of her glory. Or deliberately erased from history itself. It's typical Balduqian gossip bait. I've heard it all before. Now, don't tell me you plan on lifting that junk for one of your songs. Oh, that's exactly what I plan to do. It's the whole reason why I came to Balduq. A bard's best bet for drawing in listeners is a chanson the guest, a song of heroic deeds. But like you've heard earlier, I don't have any actual material to write one about. It was stunned for a while when, lo and behold, I came across this. What? Some dirty-ass graffiti? You can barely even read it. Yeah, but from what I've been able to make out... With the coming of the God-sent saint nears the end of this interminable war, none can know who will prevail. Thus, do we carve our marks in this land while yet we can. May every step we take beside her and her companions ever linger upon this soil. The Holy Swordsman. Wow, look at you! You got it down to the details in one go. I spent all time deciphering it, and even then I could only read bits and pieces. Oh, my eyes are more perceptive than most. That said, who exactly is this Holy Swordsman? Oh, he's one of those heroes of legend we mentioned earlier. A warrior baptized under the Norse faith, who protected the saints with his holy sword. Then a part about carving their marks. Means this graffiti must be... Exactly! He must be writing this himself back during the 100-Year War. From what I hear, several pieces of graffiti just like this still remain in the city. If you decipher them all, we might be able to uncover more about the Holy Swordsman. That's why I need someone with some city know-how to help me find them. Alright, let's help.
Alright!
Is it me or did Adol's eyes actually sparkle just now? It is only a vague idea, but I've heard those graffiti can be found in 3 areas. The agricultural district, the artisan lane, and the hieroglyph commandery. Though I'm willing to bet they're all just as faded and hard to read as this one. I'll be sifting through some books and such for research. Can I leave the looking to you? Great. I pray thine efforts bear fruit most inspiring. Well, we should be able to use Anemona's gift to help us out, right? Yes, they're most likely on old buildings or walls from the 100-Year War. Let us make sure to search every crook and nanny using my gift. Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's show your role there, Paul. He was a goner the second she brought up a scavenge hunt. Yeah, cause it sounds like an adventure about other adventurers. Yeah, you definitely hooked Adol in that one. Alright. Let's use the map. Here one. I think that's probably at the back of the store. Not in the store, but outside of the store, so we might need to go outside. Alright, so where are you people? At least I see some leaves.
Oh, this is...
Ah, there it is. You discovered a passage left by the Holy Swordsman. Our moment of reckoning approaches. The saint has made her rounds, offering word and ear to each and every soldier. The aide de camp, bitter truth, the many will not return. Escape beneath his breath still, to the throes of death shall we fight at her side. Thus, I swear by my holy blade to stand, bulwark and shield, before my comrades, even if doing so should forfeit this body to rot in obscurity. Looks like this one was written right before their decisive battle. If I remember right, the Holy Swordsman was the first one to fall in battle. He must have written this not too long beforehand. Yeah, it's easy to see how much he really valued his comrades. That aide-de-camp he mentioned is one of the more well-known heroes. It's said he abandoned his wealth and noble name, all for the sake of supporting the saint. But just like the other heroes, no one knows what happened to him in the end. How very intriguing. Yeah, people say the Holy Sword returned to the gods or whatever after its wielder died. It's just an old wives' tale, but who knows? Maybe it's out there lying around somewhere. Yep, and that's how you get Adol more excited. He always knows an adventure when he hears one, huh? Definitely. And it's not gonna stop now that he knows. And so on the other side, can we reach it? Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be close by, but since we haven't walked this part, we might as well just do it. Make the map a little bit more complete. And a higher chance of, ooh, careful. A higher chance of getting rewards for it. No. Alright. Ooh, what's your chest? Oh yeah, behind that thing we can't get there yet. Oh, and in that moment I saw the graffiti is. You discover the passage left by the Holy Swordsman. Amidst my comrades stand two perpetually at odds, the Vanguard Commander and our stripling Chief of Staff. One, a Kulioli Lu, the other a cursed cynic. Ne'er do hurled indignities end, should in a tavern they happen upon one another. And yet, none have I seen so met in measure of devotion as they. Oh, vexation, may the tides of drink wash it away after the next battle's end. What the hell is this? I guess heroes have to let off steam too. This passage is an indication, however. It would seem they were rather close. Yeah, to the point where they butted heads. Guess that's just the way guys bond. Don't make me laugh. Isn't that how Greedo became our friend? We beat the living shit out of him? I'm saying the story is a bit right. And one, of course, in the culture. Let's go to the war point. Because if I click it on the well, we're gonna be in the well. And let's see. It's all the way up to the end. Ah, we can't do that. It's probably all the way on the bottom. Can we actually get on there? Yeah, we can. Is there anything of interest? That's out of sheer curiosity. But this would, of course, be a nice place for some leaves. Or a chest. I think my sense of adventure is kicking in again. I can't see anything down there. Nothing blue shiny. Another chest of some sort. It does seem that for the graffiti we need to be all the way in the bottom. You discovered a passage left by the Holy Swordsman. As I wavered to and fro, aware the threshold would twist life and death, I found myself spared from oblivion by two fairest among maidens. One, a quartermaster tasked with conveying provisions to the liberation forces. The other, a nurse, chief nurse dubbed the Angel of Glia. Alas, beauteously on the battlefield as those flowers doth bloom, a knight such as I may lay duty to the sword above all. Ah, woe betide me! I'd scarcely intended to break their hearts, so, yet, even still, do they sigh, forlorn. A quartermaster and the Angel of Glia. So the liberation forces had other women besides the saint. That said, how do I put this? This Holy Swordsman guy was a real skirt chaser, right? It would seem so. I imagined him to have been more serious, an individual. Well, heroes are people too, I guess. You've identified all of the passages left by the Holy Swordsman. Return to Tetra to report them. Alright, we will... Oh, careful. Anything interesting here for us? Oh yeah, that's the bar. I was thinking, what is that side quest doing there? Yeah, but that's the one we already know about. Alright. The main square, jump over the railing and deliver it to her. It's our side quest of the day.
I'm at a loss.
Ah, my deliverer's return. So, how do things go? Touching by the looks on your faces, you tell Tetra about the passages you found written throughout the city. Oh, so they really were there after all. And they weren't just about the saint, but her aide-de-camp and the companions too. I could almost feel their thoughts, wants and fears, striking my muse from a bygone age. I'm glad you seem to be pleased about it at least. I think it will make an okay song. You might end up bursting some bubbles. The guy was so normal it almost hurt. Oh, nay, that's just you starting to understand him better as a person. Material like this will resonate better with people, if anything. I've not to offer you but 1,000,000 of my greatest thanks. Oh, and this too. Ooh, sure. Glad we could help. Here's hoping we get to hear the finished product soon. Of course, it'll be my honor. I'll still be in town for a while longer, so until our paths intertwine again.
That actually went pretty well.
It did. And a nice bunch of Nox. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of it already by the side quests together, but I will want to grind in these episodes because we want to have a reserve. One for the blue vortex after the red one, and of course for the end of the chapter. But more importantly, who was the blue shirt for? Cool. It was a little bit. It reminded me of Lacrimosa of Dana, because they use a lot of blue in there as well, and I really like that color. And then the goth, which it's a little bit over the top, but not a bad dress. And of course the circus costumes, awesome. One of these days I'm gonna dress them all in their circus costumes and just do an episode or 2 with that. Just because we can, it will be brilliant. By cutscenes alone, definitely. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it here, because I think if we do one more side quest we're gonna go way over the time. So in between episodes I will probably grind a little bit so we can get over the 100 Nox and use all the remainder points of the side quest for the follow of Vortex. So that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and I hope to see you then. Bye bye.